Hi everyone, Mr McMahon from Daft and Live. This video we're going to talk about chords. Most songs we listen to have chords in them. Doesn't matter what style of music we're listening to, it's generally always a chord there somewhere. What chord? What is a chord? Well, a chord is when we play more than one note at a time. Not just any random notes, because if we did that, it just sounds like bleh. We have patterns that make up chords. Most two commonly used chords are a major chord and a minor chord. Sometimes we think of them as happy and sad. Happy, slow, happy, slow. But what chords are we going to use to make a song? I don't know. I know that is a chord, but I don't know what to do next. If I go to that one, sort of sounds a bit weird. Maybe if I go to this one, that sounds a bit weird too. To this one, didn't really work for me. I know there's chords there, but I don't know how to put them together. And if you just try and do the random one after another, you might strike something that's gold, but more often than not, it just sounds weird, and you can get disheartened and think, I can't do this. So I'm going to show you a little tip of how to get started. So you're going to make some chords that sound good together straight off the bat. And this isn't cheating. So much of the music we listen to uses the same kind of ideas underneath it in every different genre. Could be pop, could be R&B, could even be classical. Uses some of the same ideas, and that's why we like it. That's how our brains think, I like that, sounds good. So what is it? We're going to look at using 4 different chords, but not chords like C, A. I'm not going to think of it that way. I'm going to think of it a slightly different way. I'm going to think of it as in numbers. You may have heard of the 4 magic chords. I had people ask me, do you know the 4 chords? Well, what we're talking about here is we're talking about numbers. We're talking about number 1, number 4, number 5, and number 6. What does that mean? Well, let's look at it this way. Number 1 is wherever we start. So it could be A that we start on, could be F, could be E flat. That's number 1. Wherever we start is number 1. Now, today I'm going to start on C, because it's easy for us to see on the keyboard, because we're only going to use the white keys. So it makes it just a little bit easier to visualize. So today I'm going to use C as my number 1. And what that means is we're going to be playing in the key of C. Lots of musical terms we're going to use. We don't need to understand them all yet. We just need to follow this formula. So C is my number 1. Now that's not a chord, obviously, that's just a note. So how do I build a chord? Well, I'm going to play 3 notes, and I'm going to skip a white key each time. So that's the second one, that's the third one. Play those all together, I get C major. So that was number 1. How do I find number 4? Well, I have to count up the C major scale. And again, it's easy to do on a keyboard because we just have to count up the white keys. So I'm going to start on C, that was my number 1, 2, 3, 4, and I get to F. Again, I'm going to build a chord by skipping each second note, and I end up with F major. So I've got number 1 being C, number 4 being F. So number 5 is one more up from F, 4, 5, so that's G major. So I've got 1, 4, 5, and the last one being 6. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and I get to A, skip each second note, and I actually play A minor. I have to play A minor because I'm only using the key of C notes, which means I have to play this one. If I played A major, I'd have to play C sharp, but I can't do that because I'm in the key of C. So I've got C major, F major, G major, and A minor. And they're my 4 chords that I'm going to use. Only those chords, but not necessarily in that order. You could pick any of those chords, put them in any order, maybe use one of them twice, and it's going to sound like music. It's going to sound like a song. It's probably going to think, is that a song I already know? So I could start on the 6 maybe, and then go to 4, then go to 1, and then maybe go to 4 again. Sounds like it could be a song to me. Maybe I start on the 1 this time. And I go to 6. And I go to 4. And I go to 5. Sounds like it could be a song. There's one particular pattern that is really, really common, and that's going from 1, so C, to 5, so G, to 6, so A minor, to 4, so F. That probably sounds like a lot of songs if you think about it. And again, it's not cheating. It's what our brains like to hear. So you could pick any of these numbers, 1, 4, 5 and 6, and put them in any order, and it's a great base to build a song. Now once you've got your head around that, you can obviously throw some other chords into. You don't have to only ever use those chords, that would be crazy. But we know if we use those 4 chords in any order, it's going to work. Doesn't have to be on C though, right? Remember, number 1 was wherever we started. So if I started on E, then my number 4 is actually A, and my 5 is B, and my 6 is C sharp minor. Again, same thing, any order. C sharp to B to E to A. Still going to work. Any order at all. Wherever you start is your number 1. You count up the major scale, and then you get to number 4, 5, and 6. So play around with that. Have some fun. Try and make some different ones. Try and make some different progressions. Maybe only use 3 of the chords. But it's still going to work. Alright? Once we've done that, that's our sort of our building blocks for a song. And then we can think about a melody that goes over the top of those chords. And that's what we're going to look at in the melody video. Alright, bye for now. Going to get back to playing.